the moment you've been waiting for. Da, 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 da,
Hello, everybody. I sure hope you all enjoyed that. That's nothing. I sure hope you all enjoyed that, because this is the 300th video! Oh my gosh. We made it this far, guys. My channel has been around for 3 years. Almost 4. And oh my gosh. Already have 300 videos. Without all of your guys' love and support, I don't think this channel would be what it is today. Thank you so much for 670 subscribers. I know it's not a lot, but for a starter, that's really good. But thank you guys. Thank you for all the love and support. Thank you for subscribing. Just thank you for everything you've done. This channel has come such a long way, and I cannot believe I'm officially at my 300th video. This is so insane, guys. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Like, I have so much planned for us. Like, I have so much planned. Except for one thing, though. Gamer Dude, unfortunately, won't be a part of it. I know, that's literally the only thing about this video that I said in the update video. Like, in the update video, like, I know I said he would be a part of it, but I promise you guys, that's like the, I'm sorry, like, that's like the only thing that won't happen in the video. I'm sorry. Everything else you see will happen. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. Anyways, where the hell is my Sonic plush? He should be the one that I'm holding. Ah, here he is. There. So that way you're just looking at nothing. So that way you're not just looking at nothing. Here he is, Sonic. Here he. Alright, guys. Like I said in the video, I will be doing some fun activities. And you want to know what that first activity is? Bean Boozled Challenge Part 2. Longtime channel veterans would know that back in like mid 2025, I think around May or so, I did the Bean Boozled Challenge with Gamer Dude. And now you're going to see technically a part 2, but like this time Gamer Dude will not be a part of it. And I'm still so sorry that you won't be seeing Gamer Dude in this video. Again, I'm very sorry he's not in it. I was originally going to, but not anymore. Anyways, yeah, you heard me. Our first activity, the Bean Boozled Challenge. Let me get the box. And here it is, y'all. The Bean Boozled. I'm kind of nervous to do this. Like, I'm actually scared. Because I don't know what flavors I'm going to get. Half of these flavors are good flavors like blueberry, pomegranate, top banana, strawberry banana smoothie. All those good flavors. And other flavors are stuff like liver and onions, burnt rubber, old bandage, stink bug, dead fish. There's a lot of disgusting flavors. I mean, toothpaste is one of them, and I'm like, toothpaste? I get toothpaste is minty, and not a lot of people like minty stuff, but I honestly don't think, I think out of all the flavors that are supposed to be disgusting, I think toothpaste is the best, because toothpaste is really not that, the toothpaste one is really not that bad. Oh, and speaking of that, there's no more blue ones. So if I spin this thing and it gets the blue one, I had to unfortunately skip it. Also, there's no more red ones, so no old bandage as well. So, yeah. However, I'm going to be doing it different this time. In the other video, when I did it with Gamer Dude, all we did was just spin it and then just eat a bean. We took turns doing it. But this time, I'm going to be doing a try not to laugh edition. This is taken from the YouTuber Joe Millie. I am just taking inspiration from him. I don't want you to think I'm directly copying him or anything. This is just inspiration from the TikToker Joe Millie. I think it's really funny how in one video he explained why he's called Joe Millie, because he thought people would be like, Joe Millie. And yeah, I don't think anyone has ever looked at his channel and thought, Joe Millie. I dig up his content. I eat up his content. I don't think anybody has ever thought that. Even when I first started watching his channel, I never thought of it as Joe Millie. I just thought of it as Joe Millie. I didn't know how to say the M, like, yeah. So anyways, I'm going to look for a try not to laugh video, and then once I play it, I have to do one thing. Do not laugh. You laugh, you lose, but it's actually funny? I don't know. Let's see about that, the meme sheep. Let's see if they are actually funny. Oh boy, I'm scared. I'm getting goosebumps. I'm not actually getting goosebumps. I'm going to turn up the volume so you can hear it a little better. Oh my gosh. Boo, you suck, ads. No one cares about the ads. Just give me the damn video already. Oh, it has a disclaimer in the beginning. Oh, in case you just heard me say the D word, yeah. Video not for children under the age of 13. Please click off if you're under the age of 13. Thank you. This content is for older people, 13 plus. Underage like 13. If you're like under 13 or 12, please click off. This video is not for children. Well, young ones at least. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's see. Why is that guy just staring? Ooh.
What don't women understand about men? Cheeseburgers.
Huh? Oh, this is not funny. Oh, what the hell? Why is there a zebra in there? Why is there just a zebra in someone's room? You might be thinking, it's AI. This was made 4 years ago. We didn't have stuff like ChatGPT or Bing AI. So that excuses for anyone who's thinking it's AI. That was... Oh, a bath bomb. A bath bomb? Wait, what? What? Okay. Oh, I've seen this before. I saw... Oh! Wait, what? I feel like I'm talking too much. I'm gonna stop talking. Dude! Okay, I know I'm talking too much, and I'm not gonna pause it that much, but just to let you know, I'm not gonna be talking that much, probably because I just want to hear what they're saying in case if I miss something, so I'm gonna stop talking, and again, I'm not gonna pause it that much. I'm not gonna be like those other trying not to laugh people who just pause it every second and be like, haha, he blinked. And that little haha thing I said when I was quoting someone, that does not count as laughing. Does not count. Ugh.
Of Germany, his first attempt in the javelin. His opening attempt.
Wait, what?
Second attempt. 26-40 to open.
Dude, that guy is short. Okay, I know I said I was not going to pause it that much, but I'm sorry. It's just this guy is so short. Like, here, I'll show you a picture of it. I'm not going to show myself. I'm not going to film the video itself due to copyright reasons because this video will get taken down, but look at that guy. He's too short. He's clearly not going to make it. Like, dude, he's not going to get it. Like, he's too short. I don't know why he would, like, dude. Okay, Not to be rude or anything. I'm not saying not to be rude. Now, I'm not saying it to offend short people or anything. Now, I'm sorry if short people watching this were offended. I was not trying to offend you at all. I was just saying that sometimes we may be a little too short for things. Also, have you seen the shortest woman ever? Like, seriously. Wait. Huh? True. That's facts. Wait, what? Close. That almost made me laugh. Wait, what? How's it? How do you do that? Wait, what? What the hell? What?
You heard about this? You better know what this is, or else I'm gonna come find you. Hey, Peter. Can you say bye?
I don't get it. Wait, what? This is not funny so far.
You don't have a double chin. What you do have is bad posture. So all you need to do is chew.
Damn. That guy just got roasted. Poor man.
Bring your shoulders up, back, and down. Bring your chin slightly forward and then slightly down, and look at the difference that.
No, I laughed. I had to, y'all. I had to. It was funny. It's just his neck. I know I laughed. I gotta spin the thing and eat a bean. What am I doing with myself? That was not a good spin. Okay, there we go. A good one. That was in an in-between. I'm gonna try that again. I can't tell which one it landed on. It was like in a between. No in-betweens this time. What is that? Booger? Either booger or juicy pear. Oh, no. Oh. Looks like we're out that one as well. I get to spin it again. Oh, that was... Wait, what is that? Wait, what is that? Either top banana or wet... No. Actually, I think that was another in the between. Actually, I'm sorry. Oh, come on. Try that again. I think that was another in between. What's this one? Either peach or barf. No. I mean, I've barfed before, so it's not too out of the ordinary, I guess. Okay, that was a little weird. Why did I say that? Is it the darker one or the lighter one? I don't know which one it is. I think it might be this one. The comparison. I think it might be that one. I don't know. Let me just take a quick look at the box. Bro. The barf and peach. No, not the barf and peach. The barf and that fish. Bro, they look the same. Wait, actually. I think it's the lighter one. Which one is the lighter one? I can't tell. Damn it. Oh no, barf is the darker one, I think. Damn, bro. Why is this so hard to do? Yeah, barf is the darker one. So I think it might be this one. Please be peach. I beg to the universe. Let it be peach. Because if this is barf, I might for real actually barf. Luckily, I got my pretty fastballs. Water bottle. I might actually barf after that. Oh, that was so bad. Ugh. I want to quit already. This is my first bean, and I want to quit already. I swear, the universe never has my back. Ugh. I need a few sips. Oh, that was so bad. Ugh. Ugh. Oh my gosh, my stomach might hurt if I do it too much. Ugh. Okay, let's keep going. I might do like 3 or 4 beans. I was going.
Chef here. With any luck, I should be head chef by next year. I've got this amazing fiance. And I won't be marrying this weekend. Because I'm about to be in a terrible accident. But really,
Whoa.
race over there. And they should never put the
That's rather dark, rather than funny. That's just straight up depressing.
fire so cool.
Oh, wait, never mind. The little, oh, did not count. Ooh. Damn, look at that skeleton just sitting there on the back of someone's truck. I know it's just a skeleton, it's probably not real, but still. Oh, he just lost his meat there. Yeah, get him. Get him. I genuinely thought it was a punching bag, but it was someone. That's too funny. No, I laughed again. No! If it's barf, I'm gonna straight up quit. Again, I might do like 3 or 4 beans. Either banana smoothie or dead fish. Oh, again, with the color stuff. It's the lighter one. But which one is lighter? Is this one? Or... Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm colorblind. Sort of, kind of, not actually. Yep, I'm pretty sure it's this one. No, dude, please, no. Wait a minute. Haven't you guys ever heard of reverse psychology? You know, reverse psychology. Where you like reverse things around? Yeah, be dead fish. You see, guys, I'm gonna try reverse psychology. And if I actually end up getting a top banana, or wait, what was it? No, strawberry banana smoothie. But I actually end up getting that because I use reverse psychology. I may actually be a genius. Kind of. The worst part, you can't even smell it, so you don't know what it's gonna be. You know what? I'd honestly rather prefer dead fish over barf. I'm not even joking with you. I know people might prefer barf, but I honestly prefer dead fish over it. So, reverse psychology. 3, 2, 1. Now that I said I'm going to use reverse psychology out loud, the universe might try to stop me from using it. Now that I've said it out loud. If it's dead fish, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Wait, I can smell it, kind of. I can smell it, kind of. Oh, I already know what it's going to be. This is not going to end well. Oh! Oh! Ugh! Ugh! Oh, I can still taste it. Oh, it's... Ugh. 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 Ugh, I think I took the barf one instead by accident. I took that again. Ugh. Ugh. Oh gosh. Ugh. 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 Oh my. Ugh. I don't know why they would make those two colors look. I don't know why they would. Ugh. Okay. Last bean. I said like 3 to 4. And 3. This is my last one. I swear. I can't do this anymore. I'm gonna get a stomach ache. What is this? It was another in between. Try it again. Peach or barf? I just got that one. Oh, and just to let you know, I make up the rules all by myself, and I say, if I get the same one, I'm allowed to spin it again. Oh, come on. That was bare. Oh, please. burnt rubber or licorice? Oh, no, wait, that was in the middle. Yeah, that was in the middle. Come on. That's barely a spin. Oh, whoops. I was spinning it a little too hard and it went flying. Whoops. Try that again. Oh, come on. Can I get a good spin? Finally, a good one. Damn. I don't have the blue one. And if I did, I wouldn't have a problem with this one. I wish I still had the blue ones. There's another in the middle. What? Pear or book? Oh, wait, I don't have the green one. I forgot. There's no more green, guys. I just did dead fish or strawberry. Let's see. Tutti Frutti or Stinky Socks? Yup, it's this one. Finally a one where there's not a difficult color. Finally. Finally one without a difficult color. Now, this is going to be disgusting, I know. But as a kid, I used to lick my feet all the time. So I kind of know what feet taste like. It's pretty salty. And I can only assume what socks taste like. But I'm so nervous. Also, I don't think I've ever had Tutti Frutti before. So it could be, but I'm scared. Again, my last bean. I know we've only done 3, but I'm a wuss, guys. I am actually a wuss. Hit me with your best shot. Hit me with your best shot. Okay, I'll stop stalling. For real this time. I'm gonna stop stalling, you guys. Water. How have all 3 of these been bad? Water. I can still taste it when I'm drinking water. Okay, my stomach kind of hurts now. I'm gonna stop. Not super bad, where like it's gonna throw up, but it's starting to hurt. Okay, I'm done. You've heard me scream enough. You've heard me be a wuss enough. I just can't, no. Alright, next one. I'm actually going to be redoing my Pixar movies tier list. I know I'd be thinking, haven't you done that before? Well, I feel like that video hasn't aged very well, and I feel like my reasons are not good. I feel like I could just kind of say that the Pixar movies are good, or mid, or bad, in which none of them are bad, and just kind of put them in the ranking. I don't like explain why or what makes them so good or just not so good. So that's why in this video, that's why I'm going to be redoing it, but this time with better explanation. So, let's go! Alright, so here I am doing the Pixar movie films tier list. Again, this time I'm going to give off reasons why and what makes them so good, instead of just saying it's good, S tier or A tier. So now let's start for the very first film, the film that started it all, Toy Story. Toy Story was the very first CGI computer animated movie ever, and it's honestly aged like fine wine. The jokes are funny, and one joke to prove that it's funny. So apparently, I guess the toys could get drunk off of tea, I guess, because the one scene where Hannah, Sid's sister, was playing with Buzz, Woody walks in, and Buzz is just acting all drunk, being like, "Don't you get it? You see the hat? I am Mrs. Nesbit." That's one way to prove that the jokes are funny. But the film in general is funny, not just the jokes too. I also like when Woody says, all right, Mr. Light Beer, prove it. I think that's pretty funny as well. However, one of the highlights of the movie is the part when Woody is stuck inside a toolbox. Well, not necessarily a tool. Well, he's stuck inside like a crate or something. And Buzz is strapped to a rocket. And in this moment, Buzz is just straight up depressed. after he's realized he's not a space ranger, he's nothing but a toy. The moment where Woody starts to compare himself to Buzz and starts to let his own self down, being like, "You're way cooler. You can glow in the dark. You talk. Your helmet does a wish thing. You're cool, but you're way cooler than me." And then Woody just sits there, starts questioning, why would anyone ever want to play with me? All I have is just a boring pull string that sounds like a car got ran over. That moment of Woody just sitting there, doubting himself, comparing himself to Buzz after realizing what he's done, that is the highlight for the movie for me. Because it's emotional. And it makes you feel something. Another highlight is where Buzz is flying, but he calls it falling with style. When they're in the sky, the moment where they're in the sky and Buzz is actually flying, and what he says to infinity beyond, oh my gosh, that moment still gives me chills to this day. Two of the highlights of the film for me. Also, the song's really good. You've got A Friend in Me, Strange Things. Like, the soundtrack is amazing. I will say, the aspect that holds up the least is the animation. Yeah, and again, I guess that's one of the only things about the film I didn't like. Also, I guess the pacing is a little weird, considering that the movie is only an hour and 21 minutes. The pacing does feel a little weird. But again, the movie in general is incredible. It's heartwarming, it's funny, and the characters are great. And another way you feel for Woody is when he's jealous. Once Buzz arrives, he gets mean, a little bit selfish, and gets jealous. And he also is scared of being replaced. In which that happens, because I feel like that's kind of real with nowadays, because a lot of people are losing their jobs and people are worried of being replaced by like AI and robots and all that. So I kind of feel like that connects to what this world has become nowadays. So I feel like that kind of connects. People being replaced by AI, robot shit, yeah. This movie has honestly aged amazingly well. S tier. A Bug's Life. I feel like rather a forgettable Pixar film that's not necessarily bad, but it's not my favorite either. No, don't get me wrong, again, it's not the worst movie I've ever seen, not even close to being a bad film, but at the same time, I just feel like it's not as memorable as the other Pixar films, and definitely not near as good as Toy Story. And a few reasons why. I feel like the movie is not really that funny. I feel like the plot is less engaging. I guess some of the characters were funny, but I just feel like that the movie as a whole just doesn't age, just isn't as good, and it just hasn't aged as well as other Pixar films. And again, not nearly as good as Toy Story. But again, there's stuff to like about this film. B tier. Toy Story 2 is going into S. Oh, gosh, that would have been horrible. Yeah, Toy Story 2 is going to S tier. Why? It's better than the first movie. First of all, the animation looks better. Not super groundbreaking or like stunning or anything, but the animation has definitely improved. And yeah, I forgot to talk about the human models for Toy Story 1. Andy and Sid, I cannot get over. I don't know what, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Andy and Sid's human models in the first Toy Story, yeah, I don't know. But in this movie, much better. The animation looks better, and yeah. And also, the pacing improved by 11 minutes. Another reason that makes this movie better is that it expands on the Toy Story universe. Like, instead of just being in, like, 2 different locations, Woody gets trapped in we see Woody in an apartment, they go to a toy store, what else? They're on an airplane, they go to a bunch of different places, and I love it. And also, Jessie's backstory is pretty emotional. Her used to having an owner until she was abandoned. Yeah, that's pretty sad and emotional. And it really, yeah. I feel like that Jessie's backstory, especially when she sung the song When She Loved Me, I feel like that's one of the highlights of the movie for me. Jessie's backstory, talking about Emily, she used to have an owner, and singing When She Loved Me, beautiful moment. And it really tugs on your heart. Well, it tugs on your heartstrings. Yeah. Also, I love the Star Wars references in this film. Zurg being Buzz's father. The sound effects of, like, the... What are they called? The swords. I just... Lightsabers, yeah. The sound effects. The Star Wars references. The sound effects, yeah. I think some of the Star Wars references were pretty funny. Now, as for someone who's only watched Episode 1 and Episode 6... and doesn't know much about Star Wars, I still got the references in this film because I know of Star Wars, but I just never seen most of the films. But yeah, S tier. And again, the jokes are so funny in this film. Especially when Bo kisses Buzz. When she says, "This is for Woody when you find him." She gives him a kiss. You wanna know what Buzz says? He literally says, "Alright, but I don't think it'll mean the same coming from me." Yeah, I'm pretty sure we all know what he meant by that. And for the people who don't know what Buzz meant by that, well, let me sum it up. He was gonna kiss Woody when he found him. Yeah, kind of a gay joke. Monsters, Inc. Another S-tier film. Oh, wait, not right there. But another S-tier film. Why? Oh, I'll tell you why. Hey, wait a minute. Before we get to Monsters, Inc., there are a few things I'm missing from Toy Story 2. The villain, Prospector. I love how Prospector foreshadows a bunch of things that actually do happen in Toy Story 3. He foreshadows that. And in like middle of the film, he says, "Andy's growing up. Do you think he's gonna take you to college? Or on his honeymoon?" Andy grows up in Toy Story 3, and he goes to college. So he foreshadowed on that. And later, when he's revealed as a villain, and the toys stop him, he says, "You will be ruined, forgotten, spending eternity rotting in some landfill." And in the third film, they almost died from the incinerator, almost becoming burned into a landfill. But trust me, we will get to Toy Story 3 soon. We will. And Toy Story 3 is going to be the film I'm going to talk about the most. But again, we'll get there. I love that thing that Prospector does. And speaking of Prospector, one more thing before I get to Monsters, Inc. The post-credit scene. Well, I mean, this film has multiple. I mean, one of the bloopers. A part of this film are like the little blooper things they have at the end. The thing that Pixar used to do that they don't anymore. Elio. And one of the bloopers, they sneak a pretty wild adult joke. Prospector is talking to one of the Barbies, and he says something like, "Oh, I'm sure I can get you a role in Toy Story 3. Again, foreshadowing, because we actually got to see a Barbie doll in Toy Story 3 as with a kind of a role in the film. Another thing he foreshadowed, but it's not just by describing it, but the way it was played off. Oh my gosh, that was so wild for a kid's movie. And yeah, that joke was so wild that now when you watch the film on Disney Plus, you can't see that little blooper anymore. Again, the rest of the bloopers are there, but when you watch the movie, that's like the only one that is not there anymore. They removed it, and it now only exists in your mind. Or unless if someone posted a clip of it on YouTube. But maybe. Alright, now we get to Monsters, Inc. In terms of comedy, this is probably Pixar's funniest film. And I'm not alone on that opinion. because many others consider this to be the funniest Pixar film in general in terms of comedy. Because I kid you not, this movie is so hilarious. We got stuff like 2319. We got a 2319. And the meme where Mike Wazowski screams, he does that famous, yeah, scream. You know what I'm talking about? The one that's basically memed everywhere. I thought that moment was pretty funny. But I just think Mike Wazowski in general was just like the funniest part of this film. It was just something he did, or just an expression he made. Oh my gosh. Mike Wazowski was funny in this movie. He was so darn hilarious. He made me laugh my ass off. But then, just like the previous films, we get to the emotional part. In the end, Boo goes back to her original door. The door is destroyed, and he can't see Boo anymore. Again, Pixar films are still really great, but they still have their heartwarming moments. They still have those moments where it really touches your heart, and it can be, and these films can bring you on an emotional roller coaster. And Monsters, Inc. and the Toy Story movies are one of them. Because, yeah, they're funny, and they're really great films in general, but the heartwarming moments are what you really think about. The emotional, heartwarming moments are like the highlights of the film that really make you feel warm and fuzzy inside. And that's what makes these Pixar movies great. Well, at least the great ones, at least. Is that they find a way to just really hit you in the fields. Now we got Finding Nemo. A tier. I love Finding Nemo. But damn, that beginning is dark as hell. Like, Marlin literally lost Coral because of a barracuda eating her and most of the babies except for Nemo. The only one left. Holy shit, that is a dark way to start off a kids movie, especially for one that's rated G. Yeah. But this film definitely has criticism. I definitely have criticism on this film. And yeah, I think you'll know what I'm going to talk about. The stereotypical overprotective father. I get it. This movie was made in like 2003, I believe. I mean, I get it. I mean, yeah. At this point, I'm sure that everyone is sick and tired of the stereotypical overprotective father trying to look out for his son. And yeah. I've seen it so many times. It's so generic, boring, and I'm just fed up with that at this point. And I'm sorry to say, but Finding Nemo is one of those films that has a overprotective father trying to look out for his son. And, I mean, I get it. Because of that extremely damn dark beginning where where his family was murdered or eaten by a barracuda, I get it, but still, like, damn, bro. Now, again, I understand why he may be a little too protective. I guess he's trying to look out for his son. But, again, I am kind of tired of the stereotypical father looking out for his son. It's just kind of gotten on my nerves at this point. That's, like, really one of the only things that bugged me about this film. Other than that, the animation is gorgeous. The water animation and the animation just throughout the film, it's beautiful. I love it. A tier. The Incredibles. Ha 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 ha. The Incredibles is going into S tier. And you want an explanation why? Oh, baby. This movie is dark. And when I say dark, holy shit. I did not expect it to go like this dark into like a Pixar movie. Oh my gosh. The Incredibles is so dark. Like, there's even a moment, like there's a moment in the film where Mr. Incredible aka Bob, went from a washed up old man who does not like his life right now and feels like he would rather be doing superhero stuff rather than his current stage. And all of a sudden, Helen, well, Elastigirl, aka Helen, all of a sudden just notices how Bob is just happy again. He's just randomly like nice again, like being happy and smiling, and she has no idea what has gotten into him. There's one moment where she literally suspects he's having an affair. That's right, a moment where she genuinely thought that he was having an affair. Like, there's even a deleted scene of the film where she straight up asks him if he's having an affair. Like, oh my gosh, dude. I could go on forever of how dark this movie is, but I don't got no day. Yeah. Other than how dark this movie is, let's talk about the heartwarming / emotional moment of the film. Hey, what do you mean there's no heartwarming or emotional part of the film? Oh, I guess The Incredibles doesn't have that. I guess it's a dark, but also really funny and fun superhero movie, I guess. I'm honestly fine with that. You know, I feel like that not every single film needs to always have that emotional, like, touching heart moment. I don't feel like every film needs that, but I at least feel like that a good amount of them should. I feel like films like Toy Story and like Up and WALL-E, I feel like films like those, I feel like are fine to have the emotional string tugging moment. But again, not every single film needs it, and I'm honestly alright with that. And I swear there's so much to find funny about this film, especially with Lucius. Honey, where's my super suit? It is for the greater good. I am the greatest good you'll ever have. I'm not sure if that's the actual line, but yeah. I feel like this movie is really funny. But I feel like the most unforgettable part about this film is that scene with Elastigirl. Now, whenever I search up and I'm always finding videos of people having cartoon crushes, I feel like most of them always have Elastigirl, and people talk about that moment. That one moment she's looking in the mirror and looking at her ass. Oh my gosh, people went absolutely wild over that scene. And holy shit, guys, you need to calm down. It's not that serious, dude. Like, please, calm down. For real, guys. But I think one of the funniest parts about the film was when Syndrome said, "You married Elastigirl?" and got busy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I told you, this movie is funny. Not as funny as in terms of comedy, it's not as funny as Monsters, Inc., but it's definitely a way better film in general. Though, I will say that. And yeah, just Syndrome in general, he is like I love Syndrome. He may honestly be like a top 5 Pixar villain for me. Syndrome is an amazing villain. His motive in this film is great. But I think another funny part about this film is Edna mode. I feel like another super unforgettable moment that I'm sure everyone will remember is no capes. No capes. Considering that Edna is a girl, why the hell does he look like a guy and is voiced by a guy? I do not understand that. But yeah. Yeah, the movie is S tier. It's funny, it's extremely dark, but it's also fun with really nice action scenes in it. Alright. Oh boy. Get ready, everyone. This is the film I'm going to talk about the most. Cars. There's nothing to say. S tier. Let's move on. Okay, in all seriousness, Cars may honestly be my favorite movie, period. Yes, I said it. And yeah, I don't think anybody will ever agree with me on that. And I don't care. Cars is like the greatest movie ever. Not just the greatest Pixar movie, but just the greatest movie ever. Why? The animation and visuals are absolutely stunning. The animation is so real. The cars move away, how a car would actually move. Like the animation, like especially the scene where Sally and McQueen are taking a drive, it really lets you see like the animation and how really good it looks. It's so amazing. I love it. And also the humor is so funny. There are many, and I mean many adult jokes in this film. One of the first ones I saw was Mia and Tia flashing their headlights. And I'm not sure if I even want to explain that one. There's even a moment where Fillmore is looking at the streetlights and he says, "I'm telling you, man, every third blink is slower." Sarge turns to him and says, "The 60s weren't good to you, were they?" Making a drug reference. And earlier, McQueen says to Rusty and Dusty, he's like, "Well, you know, race cars don't need headlights because the track is always lit." Yep. Again, another pretty funny adult joke. But I think this is probably the most famous adult joke of them all. I feel like out of all the adult jokes in this film, I think this one is the most memorable that people still quote to this day. "He won 3 piston cups." Mater spits out his oil he was drinking. He's like, "He did what in his cup?" I feel like the most memorable joke of the film that I don't think anybody will forget. Because I feel like that anytime anyone talks about the jokes of this film, I feel like everyone just always talks about this joke. Where Mater's like, "He did what in his cup?" Also, I want to talk about Doc for a moment. Because how can I talk about this film and not talk about Doc? Dory McQueen will get to you in a bit. But Doc, oh, he is the heart of this movie. And a fun fact, Paul Newman, the one who voices Doc, was actually a race car himself. So I feel like that, in this case, Paul Newman is the character. And you very rarely ever see that in films, where the actor basically is the character. And for one of Paul Newman's final film roles ever, I feel like he gave it I think it was an emotional payoff, and it was great. Doc's big wreck in 54, oh my gosh, that emotional moment, oh my gosh, that really hit me hard. And it hits even harder at the end, where Chick Hicks knocks the king off the track and causes a big wreck for the king. Now, as a kid, because I was like 5 years old or something, I didn't understand why McQueen just didn't just go to the finish line and win the Piston Cup. That was what my 5-year-old was like. I was like, no, I wanted you to finish the race and win the Piston Cup. But now that I'm older, now I totally understand why he did that. It reminds him of Doc's big wreck. It reminds him of what he learned. So now he learns here. So now here, this is where he's like, you know what? I don't want this. Another car needs my help. And he goes to help the king. That moment, connecting to Doc's big wreck, it hits so hard. Like, it just hits so hard when you're older. Like, it hits, like I didn't understand it as a kid and didn't really think anything of it as a kid. But now older, I totally understand it now. It's like, it hits so hard now once I'm watching it older. Like, it's amazing. I love it. I just plugged it in, did I not? Oh, it is now. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah. Also, I've seen this movie so many times that I can quote every single line. And you want me to prove it to you? Alright, I'll prove it to you. I will quote Doc's big wreck moment right now. When I finally got put back together, I went back to expecting a big welcome. You know what they said? Your history moved right on to the next rookie standing in line. There was a lot left in me. I never got a chance to show them. And I keep that with me, reminding me to never go back. That moment is so emotional. And to me at least, I feel like Cars is the black sheep of Pixar's classic films. Because back when this movie came out, there were people who loved it, and there were people who thought, oh, it's just a dumb movie made for toys. And I want to point out something. Now, I want to point out something. There were people who called this movie soulless and has no reason to exist because it was only made for toys. So let me tell you something. Do you like movies like the Sonic trilogies and Marvel films and Star Wars films? Well, I had to break it to you people, but they exist for merchandise and toys as well. How do I know that? Because the Unlucky Tug explains this exact same thing in his Cars movie video. He explains the exact same thing where big studios only make this stuff to sell toys and merchandise. And I honestly agree 100% on what he said in that video. Because like he said, he doesn't care if a movie's made to sell toys and merchandise. As long as it's good, as long as he likes it, then it's a good movie. And I honestly agree. I don't care if something's made for merchandise or to push like toys or something. As long as the movie's enjoyable and it's good, then it's a good movie. Even great, like the Sonic movies. They sell merchandise like action figures and plushies, but the Sonic movies are just great. I don't care for like it was made just for merchandise. The movies themselves are amazing. Yeah. That was it for Cars. Oh, and also, since the first Cars movie is turning 20 years old, oh my gosh, I will be making a documentary video about it. I know I'm already basically talking about it here, but I will go more into depth on it when I make a separate video talking about it. I just also realized that Cars 2 is also turning 15 years old, so another anniversary for a Cars movie. And let me guess, Cars 3 is turning 10? Oh, no. It's actually turning... God, give me a second. I'm not very good at math. 8 years old. So Cars 3 will be turning 8 years old. But imagine if it did turn 10 and we had like 3 Cars movies anniversaries, like 3 in a row in like the same year. That would have been so funny. Anyways, Ratatouille. Yeah, Ratatouille is going... What just happened? I don't know. Ratatouille is going to S tier, no doubt about that. Ratatouille is such an amazing film. The animation is great. The message is amazing. And it's really funny. Again, like Monsters, Inc., one of Pixar's funniest films. But I think like the funniest part of the film is probably the villain Chef Skinner. He is comedy gold. He is the funniest part about the film. Chef Skinner is such a very funny but short villain. Okay, I have nothing against short people, so I don't mean to offend any short people watching this video. Again, I'm not trying to be rude to any short people or anything. I just like the fact how I just think it's funny how he's a short villain and he has to like, you know, again, I just find it funny he's a short villain. Again, I have nothing against short people. I just find it funny in this film how Chef Skinner's just short. Again, I just kind of find it funny. Again, not to offend short people or anything. Like, anything that Chef Skinner just, like, said, like, because, like, his accent just made it so funny when he said something like, "Welcome to hell. That will create a soup. And he said, like, who cooked the ratatouille? I demand to know. And he just gets freaking thrown into a closet, tied up. Yeah, again, it's his voice that makes what he says so damn funny. And I notice how this movie also has some adult jokes to it. When Linguini was talking to the girl chef cook. Shit, I forgot her name. But what the hell is her name? Tell me in the comments. I don't remember her name. He says, I have this tiny little... And then for a very split second, she just looks down. Yeah. Maybe she was looking at a certain part of his body. Imagine if it was like something about like his... Imagine if it was like his wiener or something. No. I'm sure he wasn't looking at his wiener. Right? Right, guys? She wasn't looking at his wiener. Right, guys? Right? Don't leave me hanging on here. Give me something. WALL-E. Oh, WALL-E is going into A tier. Now, there's a reason why it's 8. No, I said A tier. Now, there's a reason why it's A tier and not S tier, and let me explain. The first, 20 to 30 minutes, where it's WALL-E and Eve, I think their dynamic is so adorable. I think it's such an adorable love story between WALL-E and Eve. Now, even though there was no talking for the first 30 minutes or so, I honestly didn't mind it. Honestly, didn't mind there not being any talking for the first 20 to 30 minutes or so. I mean, okay, I know there's actual talking. I mean, they say stuff like WALL-E and Eve, but that's really about it. But the dynamic between WALL-E and Eve, so adorable, just an adorable, but also beautiful love story. However, the second half of the movie, where they go to space and and that's where the humans come along and everything, I feel like the movie kind of doesn't feel as fun. That's not to say the movie gets bad. Absolutely not. It's an A tier, which means it's not a bad movie. It's just... I feel like the movie isn't really as fun as soon as we get to space and the humans and all that. I feel like that's where the movie kind of falls off a little, and wasn't really as fun, but I still liked it. I still thought it was nice and fun, but I swear, those first 20 to 30 minutes were absolutely amazing. It was so adorable. I loved it. And now we got Up. S tier, dude. What other Pixar film can literally make you cry in the first 10 minutes? What other Pixar film can? Yeah, exactly. Up is probably the saddest Pixar movie out of all of them. Out of all the Pixar movies that are extremely sad, Up is definitely the saddest out of all of them. I shed a tear in the first 10 minutes of how emotional it was. In the first 10 minutes, it went from a beautiful love story between Carl and Ellie to having a miscarriage where they're about to have a baby, but then it's a miscarriage, and then Ellie gets old and dies. Oh my gosh. That shed a tear out of my eyes. First it starts off with a miscarriage, not being able to have a baby. That was already sad, but then it gets even more sadder when Carl lost the love of his life. She was everything to him, and he lost her. one thing that they do very early in the film that comes back later was like crossing your heart thing. When Carl was young, when he met Ellie, she did like a thing to like cross his heart. And they show that later, and that comes back later in the film, where Russell, the guy that everyone keeps calling Asian and on the internet for some reason, when they're making a nice campfire, he's like, "You cross your heart?" Like, dude, that moment hits hard. And then Carl says back to him, "I crossed my heart." Dude, that moment got me. Like, dude, this movie is so sad. The saddest out of any of Pixar's film. Like, the saddest out of the Pixar film library. Like, dude, come on. Made me cry in the first 10 minutes. Kind of. All I did was, like, shed a tear. And then they address something from that and bring it back. Oh, dude. Dude, it was so emotional. But, of course, how could I talk about this film and not talk about Doug? My name is Doug, and I love you. Doug is the funniest part of the film. I love Doug. He's a nice, sweet, innocent dog. Even if he was working for a bunch of other evil dogs and one with a funny voice, he was still sweet, wanting to be there to be your friend. I loved Doug. I loved him. I loved Doug. Yeah, S tier, dude. Now we got Toy Story 3, aka the best out of all of them. And when I said I would come back to Toy Story 3 and say this would be the film I'm talking about the most, whoo, man, this movie put me on an emotional roller coaster. Okay, let's talk about the things real quick that Prospector foreshadowed. Can we keep that in the video, please? Yep. First of all, he says in Toy Story 2, Annie's growing up. Yup, he grows up in this movie, and he also asks Woody, "Do you think he's going to take you to college or on his honeymoon?" And he grows up and he goes to college. But there's no mention of a relationship, so not the honeymoon thing. But yeah, Annie grows up and he's going to college. And he's getting to the point where he's too old to play with toys anymore. He calls the toys junk and that no one's going to want to play with those old toys. And yeah, eventually adults grow up and they're not going to play with toys anymore because it's very childish and it's very silly. Now me, even though I'm 15 years old now, I'm still making plush content videos for you guys. I know it's kind of weird and childish how I'm still doing this at the age of 14, but I am doing this for you guys. Some people may look at me and be like, "You make plush videos? That's very childish and silly." And I honestly don't care. I make the plush videos like Sonic Speed and Mario Plush, in which Mario Plush is ending soon. I make them for you guys. I make them for the sake of entertaining you, to put a smile on your faces, to make you laugh, to do whatever. And I don't care what anyone else says. So I have clearly not grown out of that yet. And I don't think I will anytime soon. I mean, I might by a few years, once we get to like 2028 or so, that's where I may start to be like, do I still want to do plush videos? But like, not now though, because I still want to keep doing plush videos, and I'm not going to stop yet. In a few years, I might think about it, but not now, because I'm still doing this for you guys. I may not be making money off them like Super Mario Logan, or maybe even QTT Productions. Like, Super Mario Logan, he makes money off of the videos he makes. So that's why he's still doing plush videos. I like the age of 20, 30, however the hell how old he is. I don't know. QTT Productions. He's very clearly a grown-up, not a teenager, not a kid. He is very clearly a grown-up, still making stuffed animal videos, and I respect that. And also I'm subscribed to him because Sonic. Because who doesn't like Sonic? But anyways, yeah. But we gotta talk about Lotso's backstory also. He literally lied to a depressed clown and a baby doll saying that they were all replaced. Lotso was really the only one who was replaced, but he lies to the both of them saying they both got replaced. Man, that scene nearly I almost shed a tear from that scene. Yeah, almost shedding a tear from that scene. And it's just so emotional. But I think another highlight for this movie is the incinerator. Probably the darkest moment of the Toy Story movies, but I think also a top tier Toy Story moment for me. The incinerator scene. The toys are thrown out. They go to the garbage place and they find out what really does happen after toys are thrown out. They get left in an incinerator or landfill, sitting there to rotten, be burned forever. It's so dark, and it genuinely makes you think if Woody and the gang, if they're really going to die, or are they going to survive? Yeah, at this rate, there's no way in hell they are surviving. Like, not even, like, no humans can help him, no other toys, no nothing. Like, literally nothing they can do. Nobody else can do either. Like, this is it. They're done for. However, they are saved by the aliens due to the claw. And then they are saved. Oh my gosh. Whenever anyone talks about Toy Story 3, everyone always talks about this incinerator scene. And I definitely see why. But the part about this film that hits hard the most is the ending. Andy promises specifically to Bonnie to take care of these toys. They mean a lot to him. They were special to him. He was always playing with them when he was growing up. And she has to promise that she will take good care of them, especially Woody. Now, unfortunately, Toy Story 4 ruins that, but we will get to Toy Story 4 later, because right now we are talking about the best film out of the four, Toy Story 3. Oh, and a fifth one, but who cares, honestly? Yeah. What a way to conclude a perfect trilogy, only for Toy Story 4 to kind of retcon it. Cars 2. I can already hear the sounds of people disliking the video, unsubscribing, and people leaving hate comments. Do what you gotta do, but I am placing this right next to Cars 1. Now, I know. The main issue people have with this film is that Mater is the main character involved in a spy espionage plot, and McQueen is barely a main character. That is everyone's main issue with this film, is that Mater is the focus and not McQueen. Now, I don't mind Mater taking the center of focus for this movie. I mean, we kind of established McQueen's arc in the first film, so I honestly don't mind them doing other characters in this movie. I mean, after all, it's called Cars. It's not called Lightning McQueen 2 or Race Cars 2 or anything. It's called Cars 2. And also, I am a massive fan of, spy espionage plots. They are some of my favorite movies ever, and those types of movies are so good. Yeah, I love movies like, yeah, I love sequels that follow this line, like Cars 2, Despicable Me 2, what else? Muppets Most Wanted. Like, I love sequels that follow espionage spy type of plots. They are incredible, and I love them so much. And also the soundtrack. Even though most people hate this movie, people always talk about how the soundtrack is amazing, though. The score coming from Michael Giacchino. I probably did not pronounce his last name correct, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. Michael Giacchino, however you say it, I don't know. Oh my gosh. Out of all the Cars movies, this movie probably has the best soundtrack out of them all. And remember how I said the first movie's animation already looked amazing? Well, if that wasn't good enough, the animation here looks even better. The animation is great. The visuals are absolutely stunning. The animation has really come a long way. Amazing soundtrack and amazing animation. Great plot. But this movie is surprisingly dark for something that's rated G. A lot of cars are blown up. Cars die in this movie. And even, Redline is tortured in one scene for information, and he's literally blown up by a camera, a very deadly explosive camera. Yeah, that's rated G. And there's also a bunch of cars, I believe like 12 or 15 cars that are blown up in the beginning. Rated G for a general audience. What else? Oh yeah. Leland Turbo, crushed, turned into a cube. Rated G. Yeah. Okay, I bet you know where I keep going with this, but I keep saying rated G. Yeah. I bet Pixar making this film, they were just like, well, it's cars, not people, so I guess it's alright. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I bet their only excuse for making this rated G was, well, the first movie's rated G, so I don't see why this movie can't also be rated G. That's probably the only excuse for this movie of being rated G. That makes it sound like criticism for this film? No. It does not make it sound... I am not criticizing this movie at all. However, if you watch the Unlucky Tugs video, he points out many questions of this film. He asks questions like, they eat food like wasabi and tacos, so how do the cars eat the food? And where does the food go after they eat it? And he also talks about how when Mater wants pistachio ice cream exists. The cows are tractors, so he asks they milk the tractors. And also glasses of beer made for humans, cars drinking, blah 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 blah. They don't have hands. Yeah. If you watch his video, the Unlucky Tugs video on the Cars trilogy, he will point out many questions of Cars 2. I don't care what anyone says, this movie is just as good as Cars 1. No doubt about that. S tier. Now we got Brave. I've only ever seen Brave once, so I can't really say much on it. But B tier, I guess. I feel like after Cars 2, that's where Pixar's golden age died. Now, everyone's gonna say, nuh-uh, after Toy Story 3 is where their golden age died. No. Trust me, it was after Cars 2, their golden age died after that. Because we had films like Brave and Monsters University and The Good Dinosaur. Ugh, I will get to The Good Dinosaur. Again, I've only ever seen Brave once, so I can't really say much on it. But it wasn't the best Pixar film, but it's not to say it was bad either. No, it was not bad. I will say that. It's not a bad movie. I like it to some degree, but it was... I don't remember much from it because I've only ever seen it once. But I will also say the main character of this film, yeah, I don't remember any of the characters' names, so yeah. I'm not gonna remember the main character's name either. But she is like the worst Disney princess ever. Like, she is my least favorite Disney princess out of all of them. Like Anna, Rapunzel, all of them, out of all of them, she is my least favorite. Monsters University. Now, there are people who consider this a sequel. To me, I think Monsters University is a prequel rather than a sequel, because it tells the story before Monsters, Inc. It's an origin story of how Mike and Sully met and how they started working at Monsters, Inc. and why Randall and Mike are enemies, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. In terms of comedy, this movie was such a letdown from the first. This movie is not nearly as funny when it comes to comedy. And just like Brave, I've only ever seen Monsters University like once or twice, like 2.5 times, I guess. I don't know. So it's kind of hard for me to rank it. But I guess there are moments I do like where that one monster lady was like, haha, don't call me Karen. I guess that was pretty funny, I guess. I don't know. And I guess it's pretty cool how the Pizza Planet truck makes a cameo in the film. I guess that was good. Oh my gosh, I can't think of a single thing because I've only seen this film once. I'm sorry. Another B tier. Inside Out. Okay. As soon as Inside Out came out, that's where they were like, Pixar was like, hey, we can still be peak. We can still be good. So we are back and we have Inside Out. And oh my gosh, this movie's going into A tier. It is so good. It also started a meme, like this meme that I've seen gone viral recently of, do you ever look at someone and wonder what is going on inside their head? That kind of recently started a meme. But like, genuinely, the film itself, oh, it is so dark, but also such an amazing film. But I feel like the funniest part about the film was Anger. He is the funniest part of this film. I'm going to point out some of my favorite moments from Anger. Throughout the entire film, he is dying to say a curse word. He's like, we could say that curse word, and it's a good one. He's like, can I say that curse word now? And then at the end of the very end of the film, like the last 5 minutes or so, he's like, now I have the entire curse word thing. The entire access to the curse word library. This new console is the fear presses one of the buttons. He's like, oh, sorry, my bad, that was on me. This new console is the... Oh, sorry, that was on me. Yeah. This movie, yeah. And another moment I found funny about Anger was it happens very quickly, but the people aren't stuck in traffic. He's like, now these are my kind of people. Oh, dude, that moment was the funniest part of the film. But I think another top tier funny moment in the film was Triple Dent gum will make you smile. Triple Dent gum will make you smile. The Triple Dent gum commercial. I swear, if they actually make Triple Dent gum, like one day, if they actually end up making Triple Dent gum as an actual gum, if they make it a real gum, I would totally buy that gum. And if they actually make that commercial in real life, oh, that would be such a blessing from the universe. That would be such a blessing. And what I mean by this movie is dark, emotions, just emotions in general, dude. But another really heartwarming moment is Bing Bong's death. He's stuck down to be forgotten. Now, there's this thing about core memories where any memories that Riley just doesn't care about anymore, they throw down, and they're forgotten. And Bing Bong, unfortunately, fades away and he gets forgotten. But the moment where he tells Joy, take her to the moon for me. Okay? Oh, dude. That moment was so heartwarming. It was so emotional. It was so sad. Oh, dude. That moment gets me. Every single time I watch the movie. That moment. Oh my gosh. So sad. And then we have The Good Dinosaur. I am not alone on this opinion when I say, out of Pixar's entire category of films, this is the worst of them all. C tier. I don't really want to get into this film that much. I don't really want to say much about it, but if I had to say one thing about the film, the animation and visuals, absolutely stunning. Some of Pixar's best animation. Like, stunning. Like, so stunning. Visually amazing. Perfecto. Love it. 10 out of 10, no notes. I feel like that the characters like Arlo and the other green characters, I feel like that they don't fit in to the realistic-ism of the animation. I feel like that their cartoony looks just don't fit in. But other than that, the film itself is just weird. I don't like it. It's not that much of a good film. You will not find me saying anything else good about this film other than its absolutely stunning visuals. That's really all about this film I can say is like good. I don't know. Finding Dory. Very much so of a letdown. Very much of a letdown from Finding Nemo, another B tier. Sorry, second burp in a row. Now I don't get it here. People are complaining about Mater being the main focus of Cars 2, the sequel to a movie about Lightning McQueen, and yet when Finding Dory came out, no one seemed to have a problem with Dory being the main character. Dory is the sidekick character, and when she's center focus, no one here is upset about it, and they're upset when Mater does it. Now, people say Mater is different because he was annoying in Cars 2. Mater, for your information, was not annoying in Cars 2. He was very much so funny. Like a good neighbor, Mater is there. How could that not be funny? I mean, for this movie, I guess the animation, I don't know. I don't have much to say about this film. It really wasn't as good. I will say the animation is great though, it's amazing. But like, it's Pixar, of course their animation is going to look great. I mean, what can you expect? Their animation always looks amazing, I guess. But like, I don't know. I don't feel like I have much to say about this film. But I guess it explores more on Dory's backstory and she finds her parents. I guess that's a good plot for the film. I feel like that was a good plot. Going more into Dory and her parents and going to more of her short-term memory. I feel like it's a good plot for the film, but the way it was executed was not really that good. I didn't really like it that much. B tier. Okay, Cars 3. Cars 3 is the perfect way to end off the greatest movie trilogy ever. S tier. Now, is a fourth movie really necessary? No, absolutely not. I don't think there should be a third film. But you know what? I will honestly not be upset if they make one. If they make a Cars 4, I'm honestly not going to be upset by that. Cars has come such a long way. Either of its groundbreaking animation, or humor, or the characters. It's all great. And it's really come such a long way. Especially the animation. This is the most stunning and realistic the animation has ever looked out of all three of the films. Now, I feel like they were really trying to just tell you that Cars 2 never happened. There's absolutely no mention of the spy story or anything whatsoever. No mention of Finn McMissile, no Holly Shiftwell, no lemon conspiracy theories, no anything about the cameras. I mean, one of the race cars from the second film does reappear. Jeff. I mean, that's like really the only Cars 2 thing that reappears, but like that's it. Nothing else reappears. Not even Mater's dent that he says he never gets fixed. So yeah, Pixar's really just trying to pretend Cars 2 never happened. Can't believe I almost said 3. But yeah, this movie was the perfect way to send off the franchise. The animation looks the best out of all the films, and I love Cruz's story about her backstory of how she wanted to be a race car like McQueen. But she realized that the cars she was going to race against were stronger and faster, and when they started their engines, she was like, nope, that's it. I don't stand a chance against these guys. And that's really the moment. There's nothing going on in the background, nothing to distract you, nothing. It's just Cruz's words really speaking. And it's fantastic. And McQueen is getting too old. He's not as fast as he used to be, and he's getting too old for racing. And because of this, he really thinks, is he going to retire? Is he going to continue racing? What's the deal here? Because he's going through the same thing that Doc did. He had a big crash in the beginning of the film. And for Doc, they just told Doc that he was done. They didn't give Doc a chance to decide if he wanted to quit or continue. And luckily that doesn't happen to McQueen. He gets a chance to make up his mind if he wants to continue racing or to retire. And in the end, he ends up becoming Cruz's crew chief. And I'm fine with that. McQueen starting to become Cruz's crew chief. Having him be Cruz's, I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. It's amazing. Great. What a great way to send off the franchise. And that was it for the Cars movies. Greatest trilogy ever. Very funny humor. Absolutely stunning animation and visuals. Great characters. It's come such a long way. I can't believe the first movie's turning 20. All three of them deserve an S tier. Now, Coco. Ooh. Is Coco A or S tier? I don't know. I feel like I should throw... Yeah, you know what? No. You know what? Coco is going to S tier. Like, low S tier, but still S tier. Just like Up, where the first 10 minutes really makes you cry, for Coco, yeah. The ending makes you cry. Singing Remember Me to his great grandma, Coco, who doesn't have very much longer to live, and she is following along to the song, trying to really remember who Hector is. Oh, dude, I shed a tear during that moment. And just thinking about the moment now, I am like about to cry. Just literally thinking about it and talking about it. Oh, dude, I am like about to almost cry now. Like, dude, that's really... That just really shows you how strong that ending is. Oh boy. Yeah. Also, the songs are really catchy. For Pixar's very first musical type of film, it really gives Disney a big old massive slap in the face, and we're like, hey Disney, you know how you used to be good and used to make good musical films like The Lion King and The Hunchback of Notre Dame? Well, you suck now, but we don't. We make Coco, and it's way better than you. Take this L, mother fluffer. Yeah. Such a big slap in Disney's face. The Incredibles 2, Okay, this movie is divided. People love it, people hate it, people think it's mediocre. I B tier. Okay. Now, for the side of people who love this movie and think it deserves to go into like A or even S, let me explain. It's the exact same damn thing as the first movie. Superheroes, they cause so much damage that superheroes are illegal again. They have to keep their identities a secret again, and yada yada yada. The main characters do their superheroic thing or whatever, and they do something at the end. The kids get involved, blah 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 blah. The same exact damn thing as the first movie. And if that wasn't already bad enough, the villain is even worse. Evelyn Dever. If you say Evelyn Dever pretty fast, yeah, you already know. Evelyn Dever. Yeah, it's pretty clear. She is the villain. She is the one behind this. She has been the one throughout the film in the shadows. Like, kind of the... Yeah, she was the one hiding in the shadows. Like, the one who is more of the different and weird character. It's very clearly her. And her explanation becoming a supervillain is ass, bro. Her motive for becoming a villain, again, ass. Now, why did she... Now, what happened? Well, a few bad guys broke into her brother's house, and because superheroes weren't there to save him in time, they shot him. That kind of sounds more like a you problem, and with father issues, rather than something to blame on superheroes, don't you think? Yeah. Her like motivation is dog shit, dude. Like, it was executed so poorly. Like, I did not care for Evelyn Dever. Oh, she was such a horrible villain. Yeah, B tier. Such a letdown from the first film. Now, I still like that the film can have its pretty serious, dark moments like the first one. Like, someone being shot? Damn, pretty serious and dark. And the animation does look a lot better than the first movie. I feel like the first movie has more of its cartoony-ish, like Saturday morning cartoon style animation that I really liked. But here I just think the animation is better. Remember how I said I would get back to Toy Story 4 later and talking about like Andy and his promise to Bonnie to take care of them? In my original Pixar tier list video, I put Toy Story 4 up in S tier. I didn't understand why so many people were not a fan of the fourth one. But on rewatch, yeah, I am starting to understand where people are coming from. Because I have a bunch of nitpicks on this film. Number one, what the actual mother fluffer did they do with Buzz? He went from being a smart thinking character who actually knew what the hell he was doing to not knowing what the hell he's doing here. He is a dumb character. Like, they made him dumb. I don't know why they did that to Buzz. That's so disrespectful and offensive to his character. He basically uses his buttons. His, like, buttons. It's like his inner voice or something, and it tells him what to do. That was pretty stupid. I have no idea why they did that. Also, now, I don't have a problem with making Bo come back. It's how she was executed. It's how they, the character. Bo was so... They gave her the stereotypical, strong, independent female character, which I feel like Disney is overusing nowadays. She is also so aggressive and mean to Woody, and that was not her... And that's not her character at all. In the first two films, she's just kind of like a Bo Peep character, you know? I know that's kind of stupid when I say it, but she was just super calm. She was just a nice, gentle, calm character who just liked Woody. But here, they give her a strong, independent woman type of stereotypical character and made her too aggressive and mean to Woody, and that was very dumb. Also, he broke his promise to Bonnie. Don't wait, I'm sorry, I did not mean to say that. Bonnie broke her promise to Andy, technically. And they also completely ruined the message of the first 3 films. Always be there for your kid. Treating a child as a toy. Never abandon your kid. What does Woody do? He leaves Bonnie to stay with Bo Peep in this movie. Like, what the actual hell are we thinking, people? Like, Pixar? Hello? Did no one on your team think this was, like, freaking stupid? Like, where the hell did your brain go when making this movie? Like, oh my gosh. Holy dude. And also, you know the other characters we love? Like Jesse and Rex and Ham, Slinky, the Potato Heads, the aliens? Well, they are all sidelined real bad in this film. Like, they are sidelined big time. And we barely get to see them. And that's really disappointing. Especially for a Toy Story movie. We barely get to see any of the characters that we grew up and loved. And it's just so disappointing and such a waste of time. Yeah. I'm not, as you can tell by this, I am not the biggest fan of this movie, but it's definitely not a bad movie at the same time. It gets a nice, safe B tier. Because there are things to like about this film. Like, the animation and visuals, the most realistic it's ever looked out of all of the Toy Story movies. The animation and visuals are absolutely stunning. It's amazing, gorgeous, I love it. And Forky is the funniest part about this film. I love Forky. I feel like they kind of do the same thing in Toy Story 1, where Forky's like, I am not a toy, I'm a spork. I was made from soup, salad, mainly chili, and then the trash. Where in the first film, Buzz is not convinced he's a toy. He's convinced he's a space ranger. I kind of feel like that, I feel like that they just completely took Buzz's character and just made that with Forky in this character. Except the twist, trash. Not a space ranger. I didn't really like that, though. But just the way Forky was, he was just so hilarious. It was either an expression he made or something he said or did was so funny. I love Forky. And the movie has its moments where it can be heartwarming. But not the ending, though. I will never call that ending great or anything. It completely retcons the thing about the first 3 films. Never abandon your kid. Always be there for them. Yeah, other than that, I guess it has some heartwarming moments where Gabby has like a talk conversation with Woody. Now we got Onward. Oh, Onward is amazing. I think Onward honestly deserves A or S. S or A. Yo, I'm going to go ahead and throw it in A tier. Onward is amazing. Now, I know we might not all agree on that, but yeah, the animation is great. Some of the scenes, especially talking about their father, was really heartwarming, and yeah, I think it's very funny. And the movie has some funny moments to it. I don't care really what anyone says. Onward goes in A for amazing. The animation, the humor, with some of the characters, especially the mom, almost saying curse words where she's like, oh, mother, and son of a, you killed her. I think that was pretty funny. And yeah. Onward is amazing. A tier. But again, very emotional. Talking about their father, how Ian never got to meet him, and Barley always talks about the memories. the drum thing on the feet, just a bunch of stuff in general. I feel like the plot is a little strange, and I sometimes don't know where Pixar comes up with ideas for their plots. Like, who the hell thought of an idea of a rat controlling, like, a rat knowing how to cook, and he controls someone by pulling on his hair? If you don't think that's weird, then where the hell did they come up with an idea for two brothers to go on a quest to find the other part of a person's body just to see them one last time? Like, where do they come up with these strange ideas? They went from asking questions like, what if toys had emotions? And what if the monsters in your closet were actually working at a factory? They used to do questions like that, and yeah. But here, that is just kind of strange of a plot. Soul probably is, and forever will be, Pixar's most serious film. Soul is amazing, but it's so serious and dark. Talking about the afterlife when you die, and also a before life, before you're born, and no meaning to life. Oh, it's so serious and dark. But also definitely deserves like an A tier, because it's such an amazing film. But so dark at the same time. Afterlife, before life, don't mean to, like, dude, all these are incredibly dark and serious ideas to put in a studio that mainly makes kids movies. Like, I'm not sure if this would even be okay for, like, kids who are, like, 10 or something, because of how dark and serious the film is. Like, oh my gosh, dude. But Luca, on the other hand, Luca is an automatic S tier. Like, I don't know how Pixar is so good at, like, animating their water. Like, the water animation looks so good, I just want to drink it. Pause. Okay, pause, dude. It's not like that. Also, now I gotta keep my voice down just a little bit because it's 10:37 and other people in my house are trying to fall asleep, so I gotta be just a little bit quieter now. Turning Red. I like Turning Red. I think Turning Red is a really nice, fun film. But I also like its moments where those girls, where we have like teenage girls, like acting all weird for some guy who works at like a corner store, falling for him. That's pretty funny. But they literally make jokes about like a girl going on their period, especially the main character's mom. Forgot the main character's name, but her mom, like, they literally make a joke about a freaking girl on their period. It was, oh my gosh. That was one of the funniest moments about the film. But I think also another funny moment about this film is when the main character, I still forgot her name, when she's in her red panda form, she just sees the corner store worker guy, and she just couldn't help it. And she's like, "Auga." But yeah, I like Turning Red. Nice A tier. Now, not everyone might agree with me when I say that, but yeah. Now we got Lightyear. Ha 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 ha. Is it C or B? B, I guess. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not the biggest fan of Lightyear. And I'm not alone on that. And also, it was a massive flop at the box office, and it did horrible. This movie is nothing but boring. And yeah, it goes in B tier for being boring. And the only thing I guess that really saves this film is Socks. The character Socks. I mean, I guess Socks was a funny character, I guess. I don't know. Like, I guess Socks was good, but, like, that's really it about this film. The film is so boring. The plot is not that engaging. But I will say the animation and visuals, absolutely stunning. Love it, love it, love it. But I mean, like, again, it's Pixar. They're gonna have great animation. Oh, sorry, I zoned out for a bit. Yeah. But I guess that's really what saves this film. But Buzz does look a little weird though. I think it's stupid with a plot twist how, like, the villain is literally him from the future and he destroys him. But you do realize that if you destroy yourself from the future, you're not going to exist in the future. Yeah. Hey, Pixar. Whoever thought of this, why are you such a dumbass? Like, what kind of dumbass thought, oh yeah, we cooked? No, you did not. Elemental. I feel like people's main problem with Elemental is that it was trying a little too hard to be like Zootopia, where it tries to cover racism and how toxic it is. Like, covering racism, I feel like Zootopia did a little bit better, like, talking about topics like racism and all that, and how very toxic it is, and people need to stop and all that. I feel like films like Zootopia covered stuff like that way better. But in this film, I feel like they tried, and it didn't work as good, but I still feel like it turned out pretty well, to say the least. Yeah, A tier. I like it. I like Elemental, and I do think that, yeah, and I do think that, it tried to kind of relate to, like how toxic, like, racism really is and everything. I feel like it did try to cover, racism. But if you want to talk about racism and how pretty toxic and wild it is and how it needs to stop and everything, I feel like a better film would be Zootopia to watch and cover that. But again, it was not a horrible movie. I place it in A tier, which means I really like it. Inside Out 2 was such a better film than the first. It's going into S tier. And I found the new emotions really relatable. But the one I found the most relatable of all is anxiety. Because now that I'm older, I'm in my teenage years, and I'm experiencing a lot more anxiety to a bunch of things. I feel like anxiety has become one of my top main emotions that I go through. But I feel like one of them also being ennui. In case if you don't know what ennui is, it's basically boredom. And yeah, I feel like those two emotions were the most relatable to me. Anxiety, because I feel like I'm just going through a lot more anxiety when you're older and you experience it more. And ennui, again, is boredom. Because I think ennui is French for boredom. I believe so, yeah. And I guess a little bit of envy, but I don't experience envy that much. And embarrassment, yeah. Very rarely embarrassment, but kind of there once in a while. Elio, I feel like... Oh, wait. I just want to talk one more thing. In terms of emotion, I feel like that Inside Out 2 didn't hit as hard as the first film in terms of emotion. But I just feel like story-wise and everything, it was a better film. Elio, I feel like, is good, but it's definitely not great either. Elio's one of those films where it's nice, fun, and good, but really not that good. But holy shit, dude. Pixar's biggest flop ever. Not even making $30 million. Oh my gosh. It became Pixar's biggest flop ever. It did so bad in theaters. Oh my gosh. It did so horrible. And Pixar blamed us. They were basically telling us, stop asking us for originals if you guys aren't going to watch them. Because I feel like that Pixar's newer films, original films, I feel like they are doing way better when they're on streaming rather than they are in theaters. Have you seen what Elemental make? That movie also did horrible. And yet it did way better when it came out on streaming. So I feel like sequels is the main target for Pixar. Like, sequels, they'll do well. They don't care about making good sequels. Just look at how Toy Story 4 and The Incredibles 2 ended up. It's like, we'll throw out a sequel and it'll make $1 billion. Especially Inside Out 2, which I think made around $1.6 billion, becoming their highest grossing film ever. Overall, that was my tier list. And now, let's move on to the next subject that we're going to do. Oh man, I don't think any of you are ready for what I'm about to hear, but will be the first time Original Dude is doing this thing called a direct. It's just like sorry, I ate a little bit too much pasta. So an Original Dude Direct is basically like a Nintendo Direct. We are giving off announcements for a bunch of upcoming stuff, yada yada yada. Like I said in the update video, where we will be giving off announcements for mainly stuff for 2026, but we will also be giving off some stuff for 2027. But it's mainly going to be 2026 though. Starting off with the first announcement, Sonic Speed Season 2. Yup, that's right. All the hype, like, man. The season finale for Season 1 premiered almost a year ago, wow. But yep, we are here to let you know that Episode 1 of Season 2 is coming very soon. We promise you, it's actually coming out in February. There will not be any delays. But, I mean, there could be, but like, I don't think there's going to be. Now that we have a new phone, there's a lot more storage. We can get the episode out with no problem with our storage at all. And life is just good, you know? Life is good. So, yeah. For Sonic Speed Season 2, so you might be asking me a few things, like, what do we expect from Episode 1? Well, I'm sad to tell you, but we're not really going to give off much for Season 1. No, I'm sorry, not Season 1. For Season 2, Episode 1, because we're really trying to keep as much as we can as a secret until the episode itself releases. But we will say, I think Season 2 is going to be a lot better than Season 1. I mean, Season 1 did have some episodes that did really well, like, especially Son Amy. That Son Amy episode did amazing. I think it has over, if not, almost 100 views. Like, that episode did really well. And thank you all for watching that Son Amy episode, because Original Dude was actually sick when he was creating that episode. He had the flu for an entire week that week, and he was not able to do anything because he had the flu for an entire week, so he was not able to go to school or anything. Yeah, I know, on Valentine's Day. It sucks, I know. But he went out of his way to help edit a video. He went out of his way to... I went out of my way to edit that video, so yeah, I think the Son Amy video did amazing. I think another episode that did amazing was Infinite Returns. I think it has 71 views? Yeah, that episode also did amazing. And to all of you people who want another Son Amy episode, I'm glad to tell you that there will be more Son Amy episodes. Coming very soon. Yeah, coming very soon, there will be more Son Amy episodes. So yeah. To all of you Son Amy fans, you won't be disappointed because there will be another Son Amy episode. Also, yeah, we just think it's going to be a way better season overall than how Season 1 started. Yep. I think that the stakes are going to be a lot higher. I think like me, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Rouge, Silver, and some new characters, are going to be put with some pretty, with some pretty hard challenges with whatever Eggman or another threat is going to put at us. And it might put us in a situation where the stakes may be higher, where the situation is a little more where like the battle is a little more complicated and everything. Yeah. And also, we just think the action scenes in general are going to be better. We just think like there's going to be a lot more action scenes and there's going to be more episodes. Season 1 was actually intended to have 26 episodes, but for some reason, I decided to end it with with 17 episodes. Oh my gosh, I am stuttering a lot. I think I'm becoming Porky Pig. Or again, like I said earlier, it's because I have autism. But what does autism have to do with this video? I don't know. I just randomly mention things sometimes. But another thing we want to highlight is that this season is going to be a little more darker. We're not going to exactly say what the themes will be, but there will be some darker episodes going into some more heavy topics. And I also feel like this season is going to be a little more emotional. I feel like there were moments in season 1 where we tried to be emotional, like in the episode Tails' Family, where Tails just shouts at them that he's not a part of their family. They never were a family because Tails never got to see them for most of his life because he was with us. I feel like there I tried to be emotional, but with the way the episode played off, I feel like it didn't work. But hey, you know what they say? Better writing equals a better product you'll put out there. Better writing equals better product. I don't think anyone has ever said that in their entire life up until now, hearing it from me. So, yeah. Alright. Now another Sonic Speed thing is a movie that we have had in production for a very extremely long time. Is Sonic Speed Mission 1.0. The third film in the Sonic Speed film series. Sheesh, 3 films already, and season 1 is not even... No, season 2. Why do I keep saying season 1? Sheesh, 3 movies already, and season 2 is not even out yet. My gosh. Well, I mean, season 2 is gonna come out before the, third movie, so yeah. We're just gonna give you all the updates that we have so far on Sonic Speed World Domination. Oh my gosh! Sonic Speed Mission 1.0. The movie's still going to keep that PG-13 territory, but I will say it's definitely going to be the darkest out of all 3 of them. It's also going to be the most emotional, but also have the best action scenes. The action scenes are going to be absolutely packed. It's going to be a lot darker. There's going to be a lot more darker themes and some pretty disturbing stuff. Not in a way we're intending to be horror, but yeah, some kind of dark stuff. Yeah, it's going to be a lot darker, but still keeping that PG-13 territory. Also, we had to write a completely new plot for the movie, because now, this new plot is similar to the original plot, but there were some things we changed up. So now for this plot, the first half of the movie, me and Tails have to go find another have to find another ruby, but this one is called the Crimson Shard. And it's like way deadlier than the ruby. I know you might be thinking, that's not possible. The ruby has to be the most deadliest gem in Sonic history, right? Nope. The Crimson Shard is way deadlier than the ruby. So now it's Sonic and Tails' job to go find it. However, there are 2 villains after it, and those 2 villains are actually split up. Dr. Eggman plus Metal, or I guess you could say 3, and this character, I'm not sure we want to say, because I really want to keep this character as like a twist villain. Yeah, I will say he's a twist villain. I don't know if you guys just heard that, but if you did, then shit. Well, anyways, so yeah, we're not gonna say anything about that second villain because we want to keep him as like a twist villain, you know? Well, now that would completely defeat the purpose of it being a twist villain because I'm saying it's gonna be a twist villain, but you're not gonna find out who it is until the film comes out. The twist villain, he will not be in any of the trailers. Okay, well, that's not true. He'll probably appear in the first trailer, but that's it. He's not going to appear in the second trailer, and I don't even think we're going to do a third trailer this time. I know we did 3 trailers for World Domination, the second movie, but for this one, I feel like for 3 trailers, it's just going to give off too much of the film. So we're aiming for at least 1 to 2 trailers, and try not to show off too much of the film. I mean, we still want to show you all the, like, coolest stuff about it, but we also, at the same time, don't want to spoil, like, everything. Because movie studios these days, that's what they do. They give away, like, almost everything about the movie, and they spoil too much. But this time, we're going to be extra careful not to give away too much of the film. And the release date, believe it or not, it was actually supposed to come out, like, 3 days from now, but it got pushed back due to filming situations. So it's now actually coming out. So now it's actually coming out on June 19th. And June 19th is not only the day Toy Story 5 comes out. Sheesh, I can't believe they're making a 5th one. They better stop. But that's also Original Dude's mom's birthday. And also, the reason we went with June is because by then, I'm pretty sure, like, a lot of school districts will be out of school. Unless you have summer school, I genuinely feel bad for you. They will be out of school, and they'll maybe have time to check out the video and be like, oh, cool, Sonic Speed Mission 1.0. That looks pretty cool. I think I'll watch the video. Yeah. We're kind of trying to reach for that, like, springish, spring, summerish territory where the weather gets nicer, and yeah. Alright, I'm pretty sure that's it for, like, Sonic Speed this year, right? I mean, other than Season 2 and the movie, I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah. For Sonic, at least. Now we move on to, Mario. What'd you say, Sonic? What? Mario. Can you just say it instead of spelling it? Super Mario. Mario? Did somebody say Super Mario? Did I hear my name in a conversation, Mamma Mia? Take it away. Hello, everybody. First of all, I do apologize for not having much episodes out last year for Mario Plush. But we are here for a few announcements. Number 1, Season 2 will be continuing this year, and we will have more episodes out eventually. And we will still try to find a way for the show to end this year to wrap it up with 2 seasons. I know that it may not sound like much, but trust me, we will find a way to make it work with only 2 seasons. But yeah, Season 2 is coming. Well, the next few episodes eventually. Oh, please excuse what's going on in the background. It's just stuff. It has nothing to do with me or anything. Or maybe Sonic just can't handle that I'm here. What do you mean? I'm literally the mascot of the channel, and you're just kind of another series on the channel. Another series? I will have you know. No fighting in Original Dude's 300th video. 4th wall break, good. Anyways, for Super Mario, that's right, there will be more Season 2 episodes. And no, I'm not gonna currently look like this. This is just the closest Mario plush that Original Dude just found. He was just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna grab him and just take him because I'm just gonna use him right now. But yeah, that's right. More episodes for Mario plush will be here, and we actually have the titles for all the episodes. But we might give you the episode titles again. But like, yeah, Mario plush. There will be more Mario plush season 2 this year. Don't worry, the show has not ended yet, but it is very close to ending soon. And yeah, life is good. Life is a highway. If here's an issue, here's a tissue. If something's going your way, have a payday. Okay, I made that last one up, but still. Yeah. Wahoo! Oh, and just another disclaimer. No, this is not my new look for the show. Again, I'm just kind of here as this design. Okay, Mario. I think we all got that. Tell Sega, you suck. You're lucky I'm letting you off the hook because this is Original Dude's 300th video. But if we were at the Olympics, I would have beaten you by now. And for a few more announcements, we have a new show, Apocalyptic Chaos, currently in the works. It's about Phantom Foxy trying to survive the apocalypse and he also survives it with Funtime Foxy, the girl character of the show, and also his love interest. I know that's really stupid and barely a plot, but like, yeah, that's like the premise of the show. Not really like a plot. More of like a premise for the show. Like just an idea of the show. Apocalyptic Chaos, yep. The first episode is going to premiere sometime in the spring of this year. You know what else comes out in the spring of this year? My mom! But in all seriousness, we have another show, called Shadow Infinite Loops. And no, Infinite is not part of it, so don't ask, it's just a title. Shadow is stuck in a loop, and the same day he's in keeps repeating again and again. So he has to travel somewhere to stop this loop and have time go back to normal. See, that right there is a lot more of a plot than a premise that we did for Apocalyptic Chaos. Again, that's also coming out in the spring of this year. And now for FNAF Rangers, our very first FNAF plush show. That should also be expected to come out around, okay, for this one I wouldn't say spring, but around like summerish or so. Man, we have a lot planned for this year. Like, damn. Yup, and also, yep. So FNAF Rangers, Freddy opens a closet, but then a portal opens up, and he's stuck inside, and now there are like a bunch of like other dimensions of like other like FNAF games. Like he opens up like he's sucked into a portal that has a bunch of other portals. Like he goes into a dimension where there's the toy animatronics, and then he goes into one where there's the pizzeria animatronics, and then he goes into the one where there's the nightmares, but the nightmares one is going to be kind of a special one. So, yeah. That should be expected to premiere around sometime in summer. And for one more thing, our very first animated show is going to be called Stick Kid. And for the very first episode, it's going to be about... But however, we're not going to be the ones animating Stick Kid. No. It's going to be animated by Just Jar Bro. He is actually going to be the animator behind Stick Kid. Now, I guess you could say the animation style is similar to Gumball, where there's 2D characters animated in a live-action background. So yeah, I guess you could say it's similar to Gumball, but yeah. Yeah. And also, he left this comment talking about just how excited he is, like, and just about, like, and just about working on the project and everything. And yeah. And I'm very excited to see the final episode when it's done. The date for the first episode, it's currently unknown. We don't know when the first episode is gonna come out. I'll just say sometime this year because, animation has just started, and we really don't know when it's coming out. So we're gonna have to wait because we don't know when the episode is coming. So yeah. And I think that was it for this. Oh no, one more thing. I'm so sorry about that. One more thing. The first episode for Gumball, the very first episode, the DVD, the very first episode of the show, the pilot episode, minus the pilot from 2008 or 9. The first ever Gumball episode, the DVD, is turning 15 this year, so we're gonna be doing a documentary video explaining my history with Gumball in general and how far the show has gotten. And we'll be doing the same thing with Cars. I know we've already talked about Cars twice in 2 separate Pixar tier lists, but I just want to get into the first movie as a whole because it's turning 20 years old this year, and I feel like, how could this movie turn 20 and not have us talk about it? And then, Cars 2 is also going to be turning 15 this year, so we're also going to be doing a documentary video type-ish about that, explaining like my personal experience with Cars 2, the movie as well. And Cars 3 is turning 10. Just kidding. Cars 3 is the only one this year not having a special anniversary or something. It's not turning 10 years old, but it would have been cool because then we would have had all 3 of them in the same year. Documentary video with them having a new 5-year anniversary. But yeah, that'll be it for the 300th video. Like, share, subscribe, you know the drill, and just thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for love, support. We appreciate it so much. We will always be there. We will always be there to entertain you and make content for you guys. We will see y'all in a bit. Again, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Like the video if you really did enjoy it. Share with your friends, family, etc. Except for little kids. Our content is not for people ages 12 or 13 or under. Comment if you did enjoy it, and we'll see you all. Bye-bye.